How many bad cops have you turned in? Yes. I don't see how you can do it. How you can put torture cuffs on people. They hurt so bad every single time. Every time you put torture cuffs on somebody, I don't care how lightly you put them on, they hurt badly. And then they bring you down to Clark County and you sit in the torture cuffs for hours and it hurts badly. And every time you take someone to the dungeon, it's the worst day of their life. It's literally, you're giving someone the worst day of their life. So tell me how you're a good person still. I just want to know. Synchronize. Synchronize. I wonder if we got pigtails again here. Oh, look at that. Copper part. Where the bus was. Let's get in. Drop something? Did you drop something? I thought you looked like you had a light on. You were looking for something. No? The printer. It prints off the ticket for you right there in the car?
Yes, sir. Out like a Walgreens receipt.
I see that. It's quite a long receipt there. that it? You done? Hey man, what do you pull you over for? Just curious. What do you pull you over for?
The red light.
The red light? Okay. You ran through the red light?
I just like 1 second after.
1 second after?
Maybe like.
Maybe 2 seconds?
0.1.
Okay. 0.1?
Yeah.
Sucks. Fight it. Make sure you fight the ticket.
Okay.
Hey man, what's your name and badge number, just so people know who you are?
I'm Sergeant James Larosa, badge number 13448.
Nice to meet you, Sergeant James Larosa. How you doing?
Sir. Good.
So like, you know, the thing is there's such a divide between police and citizens now. You know, it's like there's people like myself who do this now, and it's like
First Amendment audits.
I'm a cop watcher. I do First Amendment audits too.
Okay.
More police stations though. I'm not going for poster board number 7. But like, you know, it's like the resources. Where are you guys putting your resources is what I want to know. You know, you're putting your resources toward giving people tickets for running a stoplight. You know, it's like.
So the reason that I would write a citation for a violation is generally accident-causing violations, something that's putting the public as a whole at risk. So when you run a stoplight, someone could be entering the intersection to walk because they have the green hand or the green walk symbol. So a citizen might start entering the crosswalk. From where I was on my body camera video, I was recording at the time, I had the green light to go. And so I couldn't enter the intersection because he accelerated and was in the intersection.
Right.
Entered the intersection after my light was already green.
So
and it's all on video. And so
you
that
got him. I
puts
got
a
it.
high risk to cause an accident.
Got it.
And by writing a citation, it kind of hopefully curbs that behavior, so we prevent anyone else from getting hurt. That's the only purpose.
All right. At the same time, though, I look at you, right?
Yes,
I don't downgrade you as a human being. You have a lot of skills. You're super actually talented. You're a miracle from, you know, birth. So your time and the police's time should be spent investigating the true victims of crime. If that guy had hit somebody and hurt them, absolutely, he should be investigated and charged and all that stuff. But otherwise, you guys are nickel and diming us to the point where it's like, if my car gets stolen, you don't come out because there's no revenue generating for the police station. So they'll come down to the police station to make your police report, but you don't come out for my car. But I can see you guys everywhere, parked everywhere, giving everybody tickets. So, I mean, the entire shift of focus. Look, you're a capable dude, man. I mean, that's a capable human being. You're capable. You're capable. You're smart. You're not dumb, right? You're a capable dude. You got through all the testing of this nonsense, and you could do a lot of things. I think you should be investigating the victims of crimes. That's what I'd like to see the dollars allocated towards.
I understand your point of view.
Do you see what I'm
because
saying?
A lot of people feel that
Same way?
citations are just revenue generating.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I get your point of
That's
view.
how I feel. It's exactly how I feel. That's matter of fact, if people here will put a 1 in the chat if you think it's 100% revenue generating, and they will. There'll be thousands of 1s in the chat. You know what I mean? It's like
I get what you're saying, sir.
But-
And we do try to balance, especially like on patrol, to concentrate more on curbing violent crimes, not necessarily writing citations.
Yeah.
And we also have an entire investigative bureau that concentrates solely on investigating.
But it's cops for cops. The net cam, right? So the net cam now, you can see everything, right? There's no more like, you can see everything. Everything you can see will be filmed on that, right? Everything you can see. If you walk up to me right now and
It's
you
not
say,
a complete perspective of what I see, of course, because
Right.
of where it's positioned.
right,
But it does give
yeah,
a good angle.
A better
You can
angle.
see the body camera videos on the internet, so you kind of see.
they're
what
so
they-
terrible. You can't see anything. You can't see anything.
Especially at night.
Especially when there's a shooting. Your hands go in front and you cover the body cam. But you know, I'm trying to get coppers to move to a digital detainment because I'm definitely an ornery SOB, but I'm for law and order. So if you have to arrest me, which is ridiculous, but if you had to, I'm for like a digital detainment. I'm for like moving to that where you don't have to go hands on. You can just go, hey, dude, you hit a car, drove away, it's an arrestable offense, what, right? Because I didn't even know I hit the car, whatever, it happens. Stupid shit happens. So then you come up and you're like, look, you look at me, hey, are you gonna let me do what I gotta do? Yeah, I will. Just don't be grabbing me, man, you know? And then I can just get in the car. I can just get in the car with you. If you have to take me away, you know. But
maybe that's going to be the future, right?
we're there.
I mean,
We're there. Are you down for it?
Ideas. I can't say that without seeing it applied. I would have to see it like demonstrated and applied, like in real life.
But you see what I'm
then
saying?
See it. The public would have to be on board and would have to just comply with law enforcement.
Take a domestic. Say a guy beats his wife, and he does it. See, you go there. She's got a bloody nose. He hit her. Right? It's real. But I'm not mad at you. If you say, "Hey, bro, you hit your wife," you know you got to go to jail, right? And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm willing to leave. I'm not mad at you. I already told her twice." I'm just joking. It's, you know, what do you tell a girl with two black guys?
Domestic violence isn't funny.
I know. I know. I'm just joking. I'm totally joking. Believe me, man. I'm an empath, so if I see anybody get hurt or beat or touched, it just makes my blood boil. It's what the problem. This is where I film you. I film you guys so that it'll like you're composed. You're composed now in front of me. But there's so many cops who, like, I walked up on you, bro, and the reason why I've been totally nice to you, like I've been so nice to you, man, is because you didn't freak out on me for filming you. And so I was like, you know what? At least he understands I have a right to stand here and film.
Yeah, you're a public space. You have
Right.
the right to film the police.
So that's why I was like,
First Amendment.
yeah, that's why, you know, I don't really like the whole institution that you're a part of, but it's like I can't be mean to people who are not mean to me first or try to infringe on my rights. If you don't try to infringe on my rights, I'm super nice.
I think compassion in law enforcement is super important.
Well, you didn't freak out on me.
Just like the citizen here, he was issued a citation, but there's like 4 others I could have issued.
Right.
And
Right.
to me, again, it's not revenue generating. And so that's why I issued the one that could cause the accidents.
How long you been a copper?
15 years, sir.
15 years. So you're 40?
I don't want to give you.
Well, I mean, you're
I was a Marine before I was a police officer.
okay. So you're about 42, 40, somewhere in there. About a little my age. You're in my generation for sure. Well, I got no ill will towards you, man. I want to change all of policing. I want every bit of it changed from top to bottom.
Since I've hired on and to the point now, there has been drastic change.
Yeah.
De-escalation.
So it was more violent before there was this many cameras?
I would say it's not necessarily cameras, but I would say when I hired on when I started policing nationwide,
Yeah.
in 2008 is when I hired, there was more mistake effect shootings, which means people were being shot that were unarmed.
Yeah.
There was less de-escalation where we tried to slow down the momentum in order to gather resources and to establish better dialogue with people. It was more heavy-handed. And I understand, nationwide, we're still seeing that. And
Yeah.
it's still something that needs to grow. But every police department's not trained the same. It's not a federal police department where we're all on the same level. We all operate based on Supreme Court case law, and then whatever our state laws are, and then our different circuits. And that varies from state to state and circuit to circuit. So on the East Coast, they might be able to tase someone for certain actions that here on the West Coast we can't.
Right.
So it just
Well, weren't you under a federal decree from 2012?
Metro.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a federal decree. I do think that I do know the Department of Justice came to
Yeah.
review what was happening,
Mhm.
and the sheriff at the time
Made
got
an
ahead of all that.
He made an agreement with them.
Correct.
Mhm.
Hey, they recommended, let's say 100 things,
Mhm.
and they're like, okay, we're going to try to meet all 100 of these items. to
I
change our
read
department.
the PDF yesterday.
And I think it came from a Review Journal
Mhm.
news story.
I read it
about
yesterday.
their support.
But then the second thing is you guys are still 100%. You've never made an error killing anybody. LVMPD has never prosecuted a cop for wrongfully shooting anybody in the history of LVMPD. You guys have you're flawless. You
Well,
think that's true?
Do I think it's true?
That you guys are flawless? No one
No
ever.
human is flawless.
Right. So then that couldn't be a positive.
I think when you review some of those shootings from the past, I don't think that if you took those same circumstances and applied them today, that the discipline or the accountability would be the same. I think some of those people or some of those incidences, if you applied them today, would result in a different sort of discipline or a different sort of outcome than it did in the past. And I think that overall just makes us a better organization.
How many cops this year have been fired?
I don't have that information, but you can consult.
How many have been
public
fired in the
affairs
last couple of
officer.
years?
I don't.
Do you know anybody who's been fired for?
Personally?
Yeah. Do you know anybody?
I have seen news articles.
Have you heard of any cops being? Because look, the thing is that look, I give you all the respect in the world. I'm the same caliber of man you are, right? We're equals, okay? At the minimum. You know, maybe not education-wise, but we're equals for sure. Your life's as important as mine, and my life's as important as yours, right? And we both matter, and we're both important people in our respects, right? So, with that being said, I don't know how good men can stay in this occupation. I don't understand it. I'm a good man. Like, say what you want about me. People judge me. I'm really harsh to cops if they try to step on my rights, and I sue lots of them. But I don't see how you can do it. How you can put torture cuffs on people. They hurt so bad every single time. Every time you put torture cuffs on somebody, I don't care how lightly you put them on, they hurt badly. And then they bring you down to Clark County and you sit in the torture cuffs for hours, and it hurts badly. And every time you take someone to the dungeon, it's the worst day of their life. It's literally, you're giving someone the worst day of their life. So tell me how you're a good person still. I just want to know.
I don't want to sit there and classify myself as a good person, but the reason I do this job is because I honestly do feel that I make a difference, and it's not necessarily through enforcement or through arrest, but it makes a difference when, let's say, recently we had a mom at home calling 911 because someone was trying to get into her house, and it ended up that he was like high on drugs, not really in the right state of mind, and he's trying to get into their house, and she's upstairs barricaded in her bedroom scared.
Right.
And for me to be able to get there within 1-2 minutes,
right,
get that subject into custody.
And you got there in time?
For sure.
You got there in time?
Yeah, and that's what
lots of cops say they want to help people. Lots of cops will say on camera they join to help people.
100%.
How many people do you help each week compared to how many people you arrest?
Way more. With the amount of citizens contacts that we have, millions a year here in this agency, the chance of use of force situation happening is way under 1%. The amount of people that are being arrested just from these contacts, there's way more warnings given than citations or arrests being made. And and even when arrests are made, I think the criminal justice due process is there where people aren't sitting in jail for very long. They're given ORs, and the DA isn't taking necessarily all the cases either. The due process is there.
How many bad cops have you turned in? Yes.
Well, I'm a supervisor,
right,
so I oversee.
Have you demoted anybody? Have you punished anybody?
I can't get into personnel matters.
Right. Because look, at the end of the day, I really don't hate you as a person. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't. I look at you. I can't. I'm a God. I believe in God. I love people. I care about people. I'm a big. That's why the joke about domestic. It's haha, but it's not funny, right? So it's like I feel you. So I don't know how you put people in cuffs, though. I don't know how you put them in the back of that car. I don't know how you do that to another person, and I don't know how we change it. And every time I talk to one of you, and dude, I'll be honest. This is a great conversation because I'm being honest and you're being honest, and it's so hard to get you guys to sit down and be honest with us. I mean, why do you think a good person like me is standing here? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why I'm filming you. and I'm not a felon or a recovering drug addict. I don't walk around with a hate streak inside of me. Like, oh, I hate people. I'm not angry, you know?
Well, jail, especially with our jail, it's a detention center, right? So it's detention where behavior happened and you're being held accountable. Law enforcement is there to enforce the laws that the legislative body, which is citizens,
jails don't work.
Elected.
Jails make it worse. Jails make it worse for you.
And then we enforce those laws. And some people have to go there. Let's say rapists.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
I agree with you. Those people have to live in a box. But what I'm saying is you guys take so many people to jail. When I was in jail 2 weeks ago, I just sued you guys for $5 million. So, and I'll sue you guys again if you arrest me for filming you. You better make a bulletin. I will film you. I will walk right up and film you. I have every right to do it. And if you will arrest me, I will continue to sue you guys again and again and again. I'm going to change this system. Jails don't work. You arrest someone for something small and they come back and they're worse. They're worse for you, man. And I don't want someone to shoot you, dude. As much as I loathe police, I don't want you to get shot or hurt. You're a person. You
But I
have
don't want anything bad to happen to you.
you have family and friends who love you, even if we are definitely versus each other. Do you know what I
The
mean?
reality of it, if someone started shooting over in this direction, I'm going to get in front of you and I'm going to protect
Would
you.
you?
Absolutely, sir. You know that.
Would-
I'm the one in body armor. I'm going to take those rounds if I have to. I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you.
They didn't say that in Uvalde though.
When you call 911, I'm coming as fast as I can to get there to help you.
Why can't we start talking about a more humane way to take people away if they have to be taken away?
And that this is good dialogue for sure. And that's something that if you came up with a plan and
You have to be
legitimate
the executive.
solutions,
You have
I
to-
know that our executive staff would listen to you.
You have to be the executive. There's an executive who's in charge, and that person makes the decision. It always comes down to executive power. So,
Yeah. Our governor was the sheriff.
was an
already.
ex-cop.
So if you submit valid ideas to him, I know that he would listen.
Dude, you guys don't listen at all. You're the most personable, best conversation I've had with a cop in 2 years. I'm not kidding. Everybody who watches my channel called Delete Laws, you'll be on it, okay? Everybody who watches my channel will say, this was the most honest conversation that has ever been had on my channel anyway. You know, because I don't like cops. I don't respect anything you guys do. And so I need to hear that you guys do far more good things than you arrest people. Do you know what I mean?
I know, and I wish there was a way I could prove it to you, but
I know.
It is accurate.
What's your name?
Sergeant James Larosa.
I'm James Chille.
Chille?
Chille, like the country. My friends call me Chille. My name's
All right.
Jose.
Well, I'm gonna go.
I know you gotta go. Take care of yourself, James. At least
I appreciate our conversation.
I respect the conversation, bro.
All right.
Just remember, every time you put the torture cuffs on someone, it's hell. And every time you take someone away, it's the worst day of their freaking life. And every time you could just be somewhat personable, they walk around you like you're invisible, like your wrists are not killing you, like you're not going, like you guys don't give anybody any water. You know, I asked for water 20 times 2 weeks ago and they arrested me, and I was like, dude, I need some water.
So your suggestions, I'm definitely going to take into consideration.
Some
And
water.
I'm going to talk with my squad about it.
Yeah.
And then we'll discuss these things. Okay?
You better listen. I sue cops. I'm known across the country. I sue cops. If you guys arrest me for filming you, I'll keep suing. All right,
And
James.
that's what we have the civil law process for, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'll
there's
do.
remedies if any sort of rights or violations occur. That's what that's there for. So
I'm glad we had this talk. All right.
Yes, sir.
God bless you, James.
thank you, Chille.
Peace, brother. Well, you got to respect the man for having the talk. You got to respect that man for having that conversation. That was a really deep conversation. I'll see you guys on the next one. Sorry, Mr. James Larosa. I'm not down with the military call signs. Thank you for your time, sir. See you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.